Hello, my friends. It's Steve Prather from Silver Wing Hunting. You guys are doing well out there. Well, yep, you're not seeing double. It's the truth. I took a second turkey this year. We have had um, we've had a really big population growth in all of our animals, really, and especially in the turkeys. So I felt comfortable taking a second turkey this year. And this one I took in this video was the biggest bird I've ever seen. What you're looking at here is, so I get out there early in the morning and uh, set up, get the decoy out there, and it's not long before this big boss hen comes in and letting this decoy know this is her field and she needs to submit. And she goes at it for a long time. She's, as you can see, she's all fanned out and puffed out. But that's good because I thought, well, maybe she'll bring me. I've been seeing this big bird, bigger than old split tail, and I felt like, okay, this is a chance, and she should bring him in. She was quiet. You could hear her sputtering, pissed off and sputtering, but she wasn't, she wasn't making enough noise to call him in, and that was fine. But so I kind of waited around for her, and she was out there pounding on this poor decoy for probably an hour, and and then finally she, as you'll see, she kind of, I think she gets tired of pounding on her, and she moves on. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, that didn't bring him in. I'm not sure if anything will. It was pretty chilly out there that morning, out of character because it's May 4th, I believe it is. And of course, I've been drinking coffee all morning too, so I had to I had to pee. Excuse me, but I had to pee, so I was getting pretty discouraged. Anyway, you'll see that she pounds on and pounds on. Finally, I think she hurt her beak. No, she moves on. She's gone. So what you're going to see now is I'm texting Lori. It's going to come up here in a minute. Texting Lori and saying, I think I'm done. I'm not seeing him. He's not coming out. Of course, Lori's asking me about. I sent her a clip. She's asking me about, will she destroy her eggs if she has any? Like, nah, she just being the boss hen. But this time I'm ready to go. It's been a couple of hours and there, that. So I think I'm ready to head out. Of course, my luck is, like I said, I poke my head out and he'll be standing there looking at me. But then here come, I call them the twins. Here come the twins, a couple of Jakes, and I swear I bet they're brothers. I mean, they're almost exact same size. Their beards, a little beard poking out. I call it a goatees poking out the same, but they're very aggressive. And I've been seeing them quite a bit around on the cameras, and I've kind of interacted with them some and called on them. And I don't know if you can hear, I kind of sputter and talk to them here to see. I'm thinking, well, maybe they'll bring him in. If they're messing with the decoy, then they'll bring old big boy in. So they did their show. They danced around and around the decoy and messed around with her a little bit, thinking, that showing their stuff and strutting their stuff. And they were making a lot of noise. I felt good about that. Then of course, they're kind of wandering off too and all. But so I start calling and messing with them, figuring at least or have some fun while I'm out there messing with them. So I'm calling and messing with them, and they decide to stick around a little while, which is good. And then I finally get some camera. Now I couldn't on the GoPro. It was hard to get them on when they got off to my right. They were this is my actually from my camera, and they're still messing around, messing with the decoy and messing around. I'm thinking, gosh, man, if old Big Boy was around, he would, certainly he'd come out and show his dominance. But so by this time, I'm thinking, okay, I gotta, I gotta go to the bathroom, man, and I am cold. It was colder than it should have been. All I had was just a long sleeve T-shirt on. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm out of here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and spook these guys and get out of here. I got some work I want to get done anyway. It was a Saturday, I believe, May 4th, I think I said. So, anyway, so these two teenagers, troublemakers, messing around. And next thing I know, I hear, a little bit, not even a gobble. It's kind of a little, might have been spitting and sputtering. And I looked out to the side, and damn, if he wasn't there, he came out. That's him here. Now, I couldn't get him in front of the camera. You'll see that in another text I'll send to Lori later. So this is me trying to sneak up my phone and get him on, because this is the biggest bird I've ever seen in person, live in person. You'll see he turns around, you'll see the fan on this damn bird. I mean, he was a big. I could tell he was a big bird, a lot bigger than old split tail, by probably a pound, pound and a half. I would bet. Bet split tail was probably a 22-pound bird. This bird had to be 24 pounds, 24 plus. So he's out marching around, and the twins are off to the side somewhere. But then they decide to come back, and I guess they figure they're gonna, not challenge him, but make a little bit of noise and do some stuff. So they came back in, and then another hen showed up. This hen was making a little bit of noise. He was showing interest in this hen right here. And look, there's the twins. There's the twins. And I'm like, okay, let's just keep our distance. Well, what's interesting watching him now is he is staying between that hen and the twins. She comes around behind my blind behind me, and as she does, you'll see him move forward because he's staying between the twins and that hen. But again, he never came so the GoPro could get him on the front of the blind. And so I thought, well, I'll watch him. And honestly, I hadn't really sure if I was still going to take a second one. But now I've got these jakes, seen a couple of other big gobblers, not as big as this one, but a couple, 2-year-old birds, maybe even a three-year-old bird. This is probably three, maybe old 3 or a 4-year-old bird. Bob said, okay, I'll just watch him. And then, I mean, I looked at his beard was so long. I said, I think I'm going to take him, but I want to get him on camera. Well, hen's now behind me. I poke up and look. Well, she's leaving. So she's not interested. And she's leaving. Again, that's not that boss hen that was earlier. It's a different one. So now that's when he's behind the blind, and she's leaving. So he's leaving. So I'm like, I sent Lori a text and said, I got to take him. It's either now or never, because he's now about 30 yards out. So I went ahead and took him at that point. It was kind of tough because he had his back to me the whole time because she was walking directly away from me. And so he was following her in almost a direct path. And then, so I finally had to make a little bit of a kind of thump my finger on the top of the blind, which kind of got his attention. He didn't really turn.
It's the biggest one I've ever killed.
Turned a little bit and dropped his head and turned around. When he did, I shot him right there in the head, and I got a few pellets in his right breast, and one or two in his legs. I found when I was cleaning him up and stuff, but mostly it was a pretty good clean headshot. And you'll see now, big bird and what a beard.
It's gonna be a 10-incher right there.
Yeah. Anyway, didn't really name him, but like I said, biggest bird I've ever killed and seen. And you see him there, a good look at him there, and he was a good one. I've got to put together a mount with him and old split tail together on one piece of old tin. So I'll get a picture of that on my Facebook when I can. Hey, listen, I appreciate you guys. Season's over for me, obviously. And well, season's over for me, but I can't wait again until next year. Hey, thanks for checking in with me.